We'll start with you, Mitch. As the reigning Monaco winner from last year, you must come back to this paddock with some pretty fond memories.
Yeah, look, I think it's my favourite, race week of the year. Even before last year, I've always loved to race here. It's a special place. It's great that Formula E can come here. So yeah, to come back as the reigning winner is a good feeling. Finally got it done last year, but I obviously have two cracks at it this year. So hopefully we can, turn around our kind of awkward starts to the season and get some points on the board.
It has been a tough start to the season. Obviously, there was the win in Sao Paulo and then no points since. How do you keep the faith when things aren't going your way? Because Formula E is very unpredictable and, past champions have shown that you can go a stretch without points but still win a championship.
I think it's exactly that. You just know it's unpredictable and there is, every chance that you can turn things around. I've done it, like the last few years, I've always kind of been on the back foot at this stage of the season and turn things around. It's not the way I want to do things, and I was hoping after Sao Paulo I'd be in a different position than I have been in the past, but it's not been the case. So yeah, it's been frustrating, but it's still relatively early in the season. So yeah, we know we've got work to do from a pure performance point of view, but obviously, yeah, just trying to get some big points on the board now is getting to a critical time.
How do you approach this race differently now the monkey's off your back? And we've seen in the new docu-series Driver that you've wanted to win here for many, many years. Now you've done that. You must approach it with a slightly different mentality?
No, I don't think so. Look, I'm here to win still. I would want my name on that trophy more than once. But I think this race is just different because we've got the pit stop, we've got the pit boost, and we've got 2 races this time. So the second race will be a bit more similar to how we've seen in the past, but obviously with the pit boost, it's changing the dynamic of the racing quite a bit. So yeah, it's almost, we've got all the historical data. Plus with the new attack mode, the strategy does change a lot. So there's bits we can take from the past, but it kind of feels like a small reset. So yeah, I'm looking forward to experience that around here. I think that the races are going to be very, very kind of, tight, exciting, probably a lot of contact like usual. So, but yeah, I just hope we can turn around our performance and be at the right end of the field.
Nice, thank you very much, Mitch. I'll move on to you, Norman. You won here in your junior career. What would it mean to you to win here in Formula E?
Yeah, obviously, since I come in Monaco in Formula E, it's never been a good one, to be honest. It's been good in the past. Monaco Kart Cup, it's one of the best memories I have in karting, actually. In Monaco, it's my last race in go-kart, and yeah, it's such a nice memory that I have. And then in World Series by Renault, it's also a really strong memory I have to win in Monaco. In any series that you're competing here, it's always kind of a dream to be standing on this podium. And the same weekend, it was Jules scoring his first points in Formula One as well. So that's why it's one of the best memories I would say I have in my single-seater car. And yeah, now Formula E, for a few years I'm trying, but so far, yeah, didn't really work out. So hopefully this weekend.
Well, you actually crossed the line first last time in Miami, but obviously the race victory was taken away from you with that penalty. How do you look back on that and how do you come into this weekend? Because huge positive surely outweighs the negative.
Yeah, it's just points that we've lost on the board, but honestly, in terms of performance, I think we did the job all day long with the pole position, and we've been fighting until the line, to cross the line in P1. I don't think it's much we could have done differently. It's always easy after the race to say maybe you should have go a bit safer and take the attack, but as Mitch said, now the attack mode is really powerful, and the strategy, the window, the strategy is very, very small, so you can't really go safe anymore. So I would say that honestly, on my point of view, that we did the job. We had a really strong day, so I'm pretty confident that we have a strong package again for this weekend. So we're going to try again, and hopefully I can finally stand in the podium in Monaco.
As Mitch mentioned, there is often a lot of contact around here. How do you stay out of trouble around Monaco? What's the key to having a clean race, especially at the start?
That's a good question. I'm normally in the contact in Monaco, so so far I can't really answer.
So the answer is avoid Norman.
Yeah, lap 2 I did a front wing last year, so yes, maybe not the one to ask. Maybe ask Mitch or Jeff, but yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll move on to you, Jev. You also won here on your way to your second Formula E championship. How important is scoring big points right now in the championship challenge that you want to mount this year?
I mean, the points are important at any stage in the season. Obviously, here being at the bottom weekend, you really want to perform well. We're kicking off really, the heart of the season with a lot of races going. So ideally, you want to have some momentum as well. I mean, momentum in that championship is very important, and it would be nice to flip things around and have two strong races.
We're expecting two very different races as well with Pit Boost on Saturday. How are you expecting to factor Pit Boost into your strategy?
Well, I think the reality is that no one really knows. We're going to see different strategies. I don't think anyone knows which one is actually going to work, because you have to take in consideration the external factors such as full course yellow, safety car, red flag. And since we can't really take that into consideration, we don't really know what strategy would work. I mean, as you've seen with Norman, and 3 times also for me this year, going into an attack in the worst possible moment, it's either you get lucky, either you get unlucky. I don't know. I guess we go in the race, try and do the best, stick to the strategy we have, and also being mindful of all the other things that can happen, and being ready to change the plans and hope for the best.
We've seen obviously races where qualifying hasn't maybe been as important. Qualifying is always important here at Monaco. Can you just put it into words just how vital it is to get that one lap in, and maybe just explain that for me first, and I'll elaborate later.
I mean, Monaco is probably a more difficult track to pass. Easier, I think, to lock people, like I've seen last year with the 2 Jags, doing honestly a very good race. But I mean, when you have 2 teammates together playing smart games, it's basically impossible to pass. So in that way, therefore, the whole grid is kind of locked. So maybe you can pass one car, then you're going to get past. If you choose the outside, but the outside get a bit stuck, then the guy on the inside passes. So in that way, it's very important to start in front to basically optimize your chance of having a good result in the end. And being in the position that the Jags were in last year, to be in position to control the race, not suffer from it from behind.
It also helps you stay out of the way of Norman Nato. Would you say that you would avoid Norman? Does he like a bit more? I mean, he asked the question. Does he like a bit more contact out of all the drivers you race against?
No, I think Norman has been okay. I mean, there are some drivers clearly tiny bit dangerous. I mean, I won't give any names, but yeah, there are some drivers you know that you got to watch out, because they probably have only half a brain connected when they race.
Okay, we'll leave that there. And if anyone wants to ask a question in the room, you're more than welcome to ask which names they are.
Nick Golding from Racing News 365. Questions, all 3 of you. Earlier this week, the FIA president released a statement saying that he'll be considering making changes to the rules against swearing. What are your general thoughts on this? Because obviously when the rules were introduced, it was pretty clear what everybody thought.
I think it's great.
I think we're all too scared to talk. Let's see what those changes are, if they come through. But I think there needs to be changes from the recent changes, because they're far too aggressive in my opinion. But yeah, I don't even know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say nowadays. So it's
say that some driver might end up broke at the end of the year.
maybe me. No, I don't know. But it's I know what you're thinking about. Yeah. Norman, nothing.
Nothing to add.
Okay. See what it does to us? We get scared.
A question for Mitch. James Barkley said that the team looked quicker in Miami, and you've made progress in understanding the car. What are your expectations going into this weekend in Monaco, please?
To be honest, I think we would have liked to make more progress in Miami. It was, both cars qualified outside the duels. And in the races, it was okay, but nothing to what we're used to. So we've got work to do for sure. We're definitely on the back foot compared to where we have been in the last couple of years and where we should be. So there's still quite a bit to be done to bridge the gap to, you know, the Porsche and also to the Nissan and some of the other guys. So we're still trying to understand the tire and our new car, but for sure we've got some pace to find both in over one lap, but especially in the race, I would say.
Any more questions? You can go again if you want, Nick.
So a nicer one this time. Again, question to all three of you though. Sunday's weather, depending on where you look, some places saying rain, some saying not. In regard to the current tyres, there was a lot of negative feedback after the Mexico practice session. What are your thoughts on these current tyres in the wet, and are they suitable for these cars?
Really popular today, Nick.
Again, I don't know what we're allowed to say. Look, for sure, I think it's no secret that the tyre is a lot more difficult in the wet compared to the previous tyre. In the dry, it gives us more performance, but for some reason, the wet, it's a lot more difficult. So,
I would say they're tricky. No?
Tricky. Yeah, really tricky, yeah. But I don't know what the solution is, to be honest. So, yeah, it was quite an eye-opener when I first drove the tyre in the wet. So, it could be exciting for you guys if it is wet in the race. Less for us, but more for you guys.
Anything to add, Norman?
Still nothing to add.
There we go.
The problem is Mitch is too good. It's always good feedback. So
Of course. I believe the word then is fini.